Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone to our weekly Bhagavad Gita class. Thank you for taking out your time and coming to attend this Gita class. We are continuing our discussion from Bhagavad Gita as it is. We are on chapter 2nd entitled Contents of Gita Summarized. Last time we discussed till verse number 59. A very important verse in which Krishna describes how unless we develop a higher taste, we cannot give up the lower taste. And it is very natural, it makes sense. Unless you develop attachment to something, you cannot give up the attachment for something. Because it is the nature of the mind to become attached to something. We can't just say we will not be attached to anything in this world. It is not possible. We cannot create a void, we cannot create a vacuum in the mind. We tend to get attached, that's the nature. So we have to develop the same attachment for something higher. Prasangam majaram pasham atmanam kavayo vidu saeva sadhushu krito moksha dwaram apavritam. The attachment which we have for the things of this world, they bind us. Prasanga ajaram pash. Ajara means the attachment of this world, it never gets old. Ajar pasha. If the same attachment is dovetailed and done towards the devotees of the Lord. Kavayo vidu. Kavaya vidu means the saintly people. Saeva sadhushu krito, the saintly people have said that if the attachment which we have for things of this world, if the attachment is dovetailed to get attached to the devotees of the Lord. That is the power of Vaishnava Sangha. Saeva sadhushu krito moksha dwaram apavritam. The doors of liberation, they get opened. So unless we develop this taste, when we come together and hear Harikatha, serve the devotees, try to bring more people closer to Krishna, naturally we give up attachment for the lower things of this world. If somebody is given pizza, तो ordinary सूखा रोटी कौन खाएगा? So that is the gross understanding. Higher taste. रसगुल्ला है, तो सुकड़ी कौन खाएगा? सुकड़ी ड्राई खाया होगा ना आप लोगों ने. So the higher taste is there. So the lower taste naturally one gives up. And we have to develop attachment to the higher taste. Then saying no to temptation becomes easy. We have to develop attachment to the devotional articles. We have to develop attachment for the deities of the Lord. Take darshan of the Lord. Read about the beautiful name, form, pastimes of the Lord. That makes one attached to the Lord. Yasyananam makara kundala charu karna bhrajat kapola subhagassa vilasa hasam Nityotsavam nata tripo drishabhi pibantyo naryo narasya mudita kupita nimesha. This is beauty of the Lord. Lord Krishna is described here. Makara Kundal, he has Makara Kundal. He wears earrings which are shark shaped. Makara Kundal, Charu Karna, beautiful. And he has very effulgent forehead decorated with curly hair. And this beautiful vision of the Lord, that is always satisfying to the mind. It is festival for the eyes. Nitya Utsava hai wo. That is the festival for the eyes, festival for the senses. Netrotsava hai wo. That is the festival for the eyes. All of us like to celebrate festivals. But the festivals of this world, they have satiation. After some time we get bored with those things. ठीक है, अभी हो गया, अभी खत्म हो जाएगा. They have a shelf life. But when we come to connect with Krishna, that connection is always fresh. We keep on hearing the same stories of the Lord every festival. Janmashtami आएगी, वही story सुनेंगे. How Krishna appeared in this world, some pastimes of Krishna. Narsim Chaturdashi, same story. Narsim Dev will appear from pillar. And none of the devotees thinks हमेशा पिलर से ही आते हैं, कहीं और से भी आएंगे तो अच्छा लगेगा. That same story, but still it is always attractive. The same stories of Lord Ram, Varaha, Kurma, unlimited avatars. We can keep on hearing. If someday newspaper doesn't come, how many of us feel आज नहीं आया कल वाला पढ़ लेते हैं? We don't. The news of this world is boring after some time. But the news of spiritual world, it is always fresh. It never gets boring. So we have to learn to attach ourselves to that ever fresh, spiritual knowledge. And then Krishna describes, if you don't attach yourself to something higher and you allow your senses to wander to the things of this world, then what will happen? That is described in the next verse. We'll recite the 60th verse of the second chapter. Yatato hi api kaunteya purushasya vipashchitaha indriyani pramathini haranti prasabam manaha. Translation, somebody can read.
The senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind even of a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them.
Yatato hi api, even though one is endeavoring. So that is, this situation is of a person who is endeavoring. तो who is not endeavoring, उसका क्या होगा वो तो समझ जाइए. If somebody who is endeavoring to control, this person is vipashchita. Vipashchita means he's a man of discrimination. He knows this is right, this is wrong. This is not about a foolish person, a dull person. उसको मालूम ही नहीं है. Vipashchita. Even if a person is a very intelligent man of discrimination, still the senses are pramathi. Pramathi means very strong. Indriyani pramathini. They are very strong. Pramathi means it is like madly strong, like storm. They are very, very wild. And therefore, haranti prasabham mana. Even a saintly, sober person can get deviated. So how careful one should be. In the path of spirituality, bhakti yoga, controlling mind and senses, that is the basis. That's where we begin. Therefore, Rupa Goswami describes in his Nectar of Instruction, Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Jihva Vegam, Udara Upastha Vegam. The 6 urges we have to control. The urge to speak, Vacho Vegam. Manasa Vegam, the urges of the mind. Vacho Vegam, Manasa Krodha. We tend to become angry. Jihva, we tend to eat so much. Tend to enjoy our senses. So we have to learn to control them. That's where we begin spirituality. If you want to practice bhakti, the path begins by controlling the senses and focusing on something higher. Otherwise it will be very difficult. So Krishna is not talking about an ordinary person. He is talking about a person who is really intelligent, who is vipashchita. There are karmis, there are yogis, and there are vikarmis. Karmi means a person who wants to enjoy and he follows right principles. He follows dharmic principles. He doesn't do anything sinful. That is karmi. But the goal is, I want to enjoy. Then there is a vikarmi. Vikarmi means beg, borrow or steal, but enjoy. यावत् जीवेत सुखम जीवेत ऋणम कृत्वा घृतम पिबेत भस्मीभूतस्य देहस्य कुतः पुनरागमन भवेत. Beg, borrow or steal, but eat food made in ghee. ऋण लो लेकिन घी में बना हुआ खाओ. क्यों? भस्मीभूतस्य देहस्य. Anyways, body is going to be burnt. आज तक किसी ने देखा है पुनर्जन्म हुआ है? नहीं. So this is vikarmi. He will enjoy in any cost, at any cost. And this yogi, he is an intelligent person. He is vipashchita. He knows what is right, what is wrong, but still, they are striving to control. Those who are not striving to control, that's a different story altogether. But those who are striving to control, they also can get deviated. Indriyani pramathini, very strong. The mind and the senses, they are both strong. Which is more difficult to control, mind or senses? कितने लोगों को लग रहा है mind is easier to control? Senses, of course both are difficult, but दोनों में से कौन सा शुरू कहाँ से करना चाहिए? मन से शुरू, मन को कंट्रोल करना शुरू करेंगे और सेंसेस? हम तो सोचते ही नहीं है. Krishna says, Tasmat tvam indriyani adau niyamya. It will come in future verses. Arjun, begin by controlling the senses. Because mind will go anyways somewhere. At least senses can be brought under control. Because for the senses, only one adjective, pramathi. For mind, please take out 6th chapter, 34th verse. Arjun uses 4 adjectives for the mind. How mind is powerful. Here the senses are only pramathi. Only pramatini, they are very strong. But the mind, that is Arjun speaking. Arjun describes Krishna, whatever you have spoken so far, it is very difficult. Will you recite this? Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramathi balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. Krishna says, Arjun says, Krishna, my mind is chanchal. Chanchalam hi mana. Just like small children, chanchal, एक जगह पे बैठ नहीं सकते. एंड चलो चंचल है तो चलो बिठा भी सकते हैं मार पीट के. एक थोड़ा डराया, उसको डांट दिया, मारेंगे तो नहीं. But if that child, restless child is pramathi, madly restless, like a wind which is very powerful, storm. Okay, even if the child is mad, still we can control him. But it is Balavat, very strong mad child. Very strong mad restless child. छोटे बच्चे को बिठा सकते हैं. If a grown up person who is mad and restless, and that is not sufficient, Dridham also, it is very obstinate. सुनता ही नहीं है. That is mind. So कहाँ से शुरू करना है? अभी भी mind से. Senses. Because senses are strong, but still we can bring them under our control. That is possible. So we should not underestimate the power of senses and the mind. They are very, very powerful. And if we are not endeavoring to control, then there is no hope. Anything comes in our vision, चलो देख लेते हैं. Anything comes, अच्छा स्मेल आ रहा है, पाव भाजी का दुकान है, चलो मुड़ जाते हैं. Whatever comes in our vision, whatever comes in front of our senses, if we are controlled by them, then spiritual life is very far away. Pramathini. One time, Vyasdev, when he was writing Bhagavatam, in Bhagavatam he writes a verse. Vyasdev is written. It is described that Matra swastra duitra va na viviktasano bhavet balvan indriya gramam vidvamsho apicha karshati. One should not sit in a secluded place with one's mother, daughter and sister also, because senses are very strong. Na balvan indriya gramam vidvamsha apicha karshati. Even an intelligent person gets attracted. So one of the disciples of Vyasdev, when he read this, he said, ये लगता है कुछ गलत लिख दिया गुरुदेव. विद्वांसम अपि न कर्षति होना चाहिए था. Intelligent person, how he will get disturbed? Because intelligent person knows. So as he thought like this, after a few days, it was a raining night. It was a very strong rains were there. And he was a sage, sadhu, renunciant. In the night he hears a knock on his door. He opens the door and he sees a young beautiful lady completely wet in rains, and she says, "Oh Sadhu Mahatma, can you please allow me to come inside? I have just lost my way. Let the rain stop, then I'll go." He said, No, I cannot allow you. I am a renunciant. She said, No, I'll not do anything. I'll just sit in one corner. Just allow me to stay for a few hours till the time the rain stops. She's pleading, and then he says, Okay, please sit in one corner. So she enters the room and she sits in one corner peacefully. And then this sage starts thinking, Bichari, kya hoga bichari ka? She is alone. Anyways, she'll go after some time. But what if rains don't stop so early? How she will go back? She should be protected by somebody. Maybe I am that person. And then he starts thinking, maybe I should get married to her. Within few moments. So he is so obsessed, he goes and proposes to this lady. So this lady thinks, Baba, I don't know you also. Who are you? He says, I am a great disciple of Vyasdev. I am expert, learned in all the scriptures. No, I can't marry you. I can't trust. He said, I will do anything. You tell me. She says, okay, I'll marry you on one condition. There is a mountain nearby. He said, yes. And you carry me on your back, on your knees and hands, on the top of the mountain, then I'll believe that you are really serious about it. So he was so obsessed. He said, Chalega. Now this lady is sitting on the back, and this Bichara Sadhu Mahatma, under the control of lust, he is taking this lady on top, on his hands and knees. And as he is walking up, after few minutes, he hears Matra swasra duhitrava na vivikta sano bhavet. And he turns around and sees Vyasdev sitting on his back. So then he understood, sorry Gurudev, I made a mistake. I thought you have done a mistake here. Balavan Indriya Gramam. We should never trust the mind and senses. We should not feel, I am to itna sense controlled na. Nothing will disturb me. देख के आते हैं दुनिया कितनी पतित हो गई है आजकल. Just for the updated knowledge. लोग आजकल क्या क्या करते हैं दुनिया में पतित होने के लिए. Should never feel overconfident. You know what is the difference between overconfidence and confidence? Vigilance. If we are vigilant, then we will not fall down. Overconfidence means gaya. वो स्टोरी सुनाई आपको मैंने, orator वाली, a person wanted to become orator. One time in a village there was a person and he wanted to become a good speaker. So he was thinking कैसे सीखें. So one person one time came to his village and said, I will teach you how to become good speaker. So many people came and they all gathered, and then this person, he began his talk. He said, you should begin by something very, very powerful. For example, you can say, the best years of my life was spent in the arms of a woman who was not my wife. And then take a pause. And then you say, and she was my mother. And everybody will clap. Wow, acha point bola hai. So he memorized it. After some months, he got a chance to speak. So first time he's speaking on the stage. He became nervous. And then he thought, वो वाला स्टेटमेंट से शुरू करते हैं. The best years of my life were spent in the arms of a woman who was not my wife. And then he forgot the next line. अब क्या बोले, sweating all, क्या चक्कर आ रहा है. And then he says, and I don't know who she was. That is called as overconfidence. So we should never be overconfident कि वही चलता है. Yesterday's victory is not today's victory. Yesterday we could control our senses. Today it will happen, no guarantee. We should never be overconfident till the time we have developed a higher taste. Till the time higher taste is not there, the lower taste will keep on troubling us. Prabhupada gives the example of Vishwamitra. We all have heard the story of Vishwamitra. He was such a great sage. He was doing tapasya for 60,000 years in jungle, nobody around. And whenever somebody does tapasya, who becomes disturbed? Indradev. And his standard protocol is Apsara ko bhejo. Because he knows how a saintly person will fall. That is the biggest weakness of anybody. Tat srishta srishta srishteshu ko nakhndit dhipuman rishim narayanam nite roshin mayyeh maya. Who can resist the temptations of opposite gender? Only Narayan Rishi. Apart from that, nobody. So she comes and she starts dancing. और ये बेचारे आँख बंद करके बैठे. And she is dancing, her anklets are tinkling. And this Sadhu Mahatma, who has not seen a woman for 60,000 years, he is not thinking मंदिर की घंटी बज रही होगी. All the impressions came because he was a king earlier. And then ultimately he married Menaka, enjoyed with her for many thousands of years. Then he came to the senses. Gadbad ho gaya. Wasted my time. So Prabhupada tells this story. Even the greatest Vishwamitra was misled by Menaka. He was trying to control his senses. On the other hand, Prabhupada tells a story of example of Yamunacharya. He says, it is very difficult to control the mind and senses without being Krishna conscious. If you are not Krishna conscious, very difficult. Prabhupada gives the example of Yamunacharya. Yamunacharya was a great king. He had many wives. And then he became a renunciant. He left everything. And then he is writing in this verse, Prabhupada writes the verse also. Yadavadi mama cheta Krishna padara vinde nava nava rasadham yudhitam rantumasit aho batanari sangame smaryamane bhavati mukhvikara shushto nishtivanamcha. He says, after I have experienced the joy of Krishna consciousness, all the enjoyment is making me disgusted. When I think of the enjoyment, when the thoughts come, my lips curl in distaste and I spit at the thought. So that is the expression of a devotee who has developed a higher taste. We may not be at that level. For ordinary people, morality is lack of opportunity. अभी option ही नहीं है तो ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. But when opportunity comes, then how we are controlling, that decides our inner substance. And most of the times we are tempted. And two types of people, they are happy in this world. It's like two types of students are happy in the college, school. कौन से दो स्टूडेंट खुश रहते हैं?
Very brilliant and very
जिसने 4 बार पढ़ लिया है, रिवीजन कर लिया है, वो हॉस्टल में सबके रूम पे आके आशीर्वाद देता है, बेटा कोई बात नहीं, पास हो जाएगा, वो खुश है. और दूसरा वाला जिसने टीचर का मुंह भी नहीं देखा है, जानता ही नहीं कौन सा सब्जेक्ट पढ़ रहा है, वो 4 बार फेल हुआ है, उसको 4 बार हुआ, 1 बार और सही, उसमें क्या डर की बात है. ही इज ऑल्सो हैप्पी. दुखी कौन से लोग रहते हैं? बीच वाले. थोड़ा पढ़ाई भी किया है, पास होने की इच्छा भी है, बट पता नहीं पास होंगे कि नहीं. दे आर ऑलवेज डिस्टर्ब्ड, ऑलवेज इन एंजाइटी. Similarly, there are two types of people who are happy in this world. Yasya mudtamo loke, yasya buddhe param gatah, tau bhav sukham edhete klishyati antarito jana. The person who is grossly enjoying this world. It's like, you must have seen drunkards anytime. उनके ऊपर आप पानी भी डालो, उनको 4 गाली दो, उनको मारो, they'll still be happy, smiling. he is happy. And Buddhe Paramgata, liberated soul, who is connected with Krishna, he is happy. दुखी कौन है? ये हॉल में बैठे वाले. क्लिश्यति अंतरितो जना, always thinking, अरे न माया मिली न राम, फंस तो नहीं गए, जल्दी तो नहीं आ गए, जल्दी तो नहीं सुन लिया लेक्चर भगवत गीता का. My friends are still enjoying. So the path of spirituality goes through 4 stages. In the beginning, there is helpless defeat. Any sense object comes, surrender, enjoy. Don't even think. After practicing for some time, the second stage is struggle and defeat. Still defeat. अभी स्ट्रगल होता है थोड़ा सा, नहीं करेंगे, नहीं डरेंगे, नहीं, ठीक है एक बार लास्ट टाइम, नहीं देखेंगे, नहीं, ठीक है लास्ट टाइम, नहीं खाएंगे, नहीं, ठीक है लास्ट टाइम. Struggle and defeat. That was the case of Ajamil. We heard the story of Ajamil. When he saw that degrading scene, he tried to resist. He tried to remember all the good instructions, but बेचारा कमजोर devotee, weak devotee, he fell down. Then third stage is struggle and success. Now struggle is there, but still success. Now we don't get tempted. थोड़ा अभी भी struggle होता है, but still we overcome. And the highest stage is, any guesses? No struggle, effortless success. That is the stage of pure devotees. The liberated sages, they are never disturbed. Just like Haridas Thakur, his story comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Personification of illusory energy, Maya Devi came to test Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was a young man that time, living in a secluded place in a cave, chanting how many rounds? 192 rounds every day. Maya Devi came and she said, "Oh Haridas, I am just hankering to get your mercy. It is mercy of the great souls it is the nature of the great souls to show mercy to the helpless people. So please accept me. Dine daya karo ei sadhu swabhav hoye. I am a deen, I am a helpless woman, please accept me." So Haridas Thakur, he says, "I will fulfill whatever you say, but I have one problem. यावत कीर्तन समाप्ते नहीं ना करी अन्य काम, कीर्तन समाप्ति होइले होए दीक्षार विश्राम." मेरा एक प्रॉब्लम है. I have taken a vow of chanting some rounds. Some number नहीं बताया. After my chanting is over, I will do whatever you say. बस चैंटिंग खत्म होने दो. यावत कीर्तन समाप्ते नहीं न करी अन्य काम. If we make this one statement as our mission statement, life will change. जब तक मेरा माला शुरू नहीं खत्म नहीं होगा, जब तक माला खत्म नहीं होगी, I will not do anything. यावत कीर्तन समाप्त. You please sit at the gate. द्वारे वशिष्ण तुम्ही नाम संकीर्तन, कीर्तन समाप्ति होइले करमु प्रीति आचरण. You sit at the gate and you just hear my chanting. Shunu tumi nama sankirtan. When my chanting is over, I will satisfy you. So she is sitting peacefully, and peacefully क्यों बैठेगी? She is showing all her beauty. निर्विकार हरिदास, निर्विकार, निर्विकार हरिदास गंभीर आशय. He is completely steady, no emotions, no distraction, no agitation. One day passed by, one night passed by, she left. Again next night she came, again the same thing. Third night she came, and third night she surrenders to Haridas Thakur. She says that Brahmadi jiva ami sabare mohilo, ekale tomare ami mohite narilo. I bewildered even Brahma. I bewildered even Shiva. Mohini Murti. I bewildered even Brahmaji. But only you I could not bewilder. Earlier I got Ram Nam Diksha from Lord Shiva. I want Krishna Nam Diksha from you. Please initiate me in Krishna Nam Diksha. Hare Krishna mantra. So Haridas Thakur initiated Durga Devi, Maya Devi. And then Maya Devi says, it is all mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya avatare vahe premamrita vanya sabajiva preme bhase prithvi hoila dhanya. Ye banya ye jena bhase sei jiva char koti janme kabutar nahi karissar. She says Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has brought this river of love of God. Prema Amrit Vanya. And he wants to drown the entire world. If somebody doesn't take advantage of this, he is unfortunate. Koti janme uddhar nahi hoga. So that is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have received this wonderful process. And before that, another story comes about Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur's fame was really spreading. He was such a great renunciant. Hundreds of people, thousands of people, they were coming and they were taking Diksha from Haridas Thakur. There was one person, Ramchandra Khan. He became envious. He thought, I want to defame this Haridas. So he called all the prostitutes of the area and he selected the most beautiful one. And he told, you go and you make Haridas fall down. So she comes in the middle of the night, same process. And Haridas Thakur also says the same thing. I will satisfy you. Dware bashi shunutumi nam sankirtan. You hear. One night passes by. And then she goes and she tells Ramchandra Khan, he has given me promise. And Ramchandra Khan, he said, you take my soldiers also. And as he is about to enjoy with you, we will arrest him. So she says, wait. Allow me to enjoy with him once. The next time I will take the soldiers. One night passes. Second night. And third night, as she is sitting, her heart transformed. And she surrendered to Haridas Thakur. And she said, I am so sinful. I came to make you fall down. Please forgive me. Please accept me as your disciple. So Haridas Thakur, he said, I already knew all this. I knew why you came on the first day. But just to deliver you, I stayed here for 3 more days. Otherwise, I was about to leave 3 days back only. Just to deliver you. So what you do, all your money which you have accumulated by sinful means, you distribute it. And you just wear one simple cloth, come here. I will leave. You sit here in front of Tulasi and you chant 192 rounds every day. Diksha ka kitna vav? 16 mala nahi. Sita 192. And that was the power of Haridas Thakur. She actually did it. She shaved her head. She gave up all her wealth, all her clothes. Just one sari, she came there. And she became such a great saint. Prasiddha Vaishnavi Hoila Parama Mahanti Bada Bada Vaishnavatara Darshane Teyanti. She became such a great sadhu that big saintly people would come for her darshan. That is the power of a liberated soul like Haridas Thakur. Completely unaffected. So ये तो highest level का हो गया. अपना level तो अभी थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ वाला है. So at least, we can try to control, the best way to control senses is avoid places which require sense control. If we know, यहाँ पे जाऊँगा तो फंस जाऊँगा, उधर से मत जाइए. One time a person went to a sage and he said, I am trying a lot, but I cannot give up my bad habit. Can you please help me? So the sage said, okay, come with me. He went out And in the forest, the sage, he held on to a tree and says, leave me, leave me, leave me. तो ये बोलता है, क्या you are holding on to the tree and you are saying leave me? So he said, you are also doing the same thing. You are holding on to your bad habits. Unless you develop a desire that I want to leave, I want to change, it will not happen automatically. So we have to question, are we holding on to attachments or attachments are holding us?
Yeah.
So we are, many times it is the other way. So therefore we have to learn to practice this. Senses are very strong. We have to be really careful. Otherwise, indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manah, then the mind will not be absorbed in Krishna. And the easiest way is attach to Krishna and then say no to sense gratification. Say yes to Krishna, say no to the things of this world. Attachment to Krishna, detachment from Maya. Conscious of Krishna, cautious of Maya. We have to be really conscious, cautious. यहाँ पे नहीं जाना है, ये नहीं देखना है, ये नहीं खाना है. We have to be with people who are interested in spiritual life. Otherwise, it will be very difficult. We have to connect to the Lord. That is the easiest way to develop detachment from the things of this world. That is our hope. And Krishna is ready to give. He never sees faults in anybody. He sees only good things in others. Putana, she was such a sinful demoness. She came with the desire to kill Krishna. She was sent by Kamsa. She came with poison on her breast, thinking that I will make Krishna drink my milk and he will die. And she became such, he dressed herself and he transformed herself in such a beautiful lady that all the Brajvasis, they thought Lakshmi has come to meet her husband. Nobody said anything. Tam tikshna chittam ativama cheshtitam vikshantara kosha parichadasivat varastriyam tat prabhaya cha dharshite nirikshamane janani yatishtatam. Tikshna chitta, she had a very cruel heart. But externally, ativama cheshta, very, very soft, pleasing behavior. She was like a sword covered with a sheath. Mayan mein talwar hai. Nobody said anything. And then as she entered, she directly entered the room where Krishna was sleeping. And Krishna saw, Krishna understood, Putana ye. He closed his eyes. Why Krishna closed his eyes, you know? Our acharyas, they give many reasons why Krishna closed his eyes. भगवान ने एक बार आंख बंद किया, उसके ऊपर 21 रीजन है. 21 reasons why Krishna closed the eyes. One reason is Krishna is thinking she is a killer of the babies. She was killer of the babies. Putana Lok Balagni. Her favorite activity was killing children. Her favorite drink was blood. Blood of children. And Krishna is thinking, इसका तो मुंह नहीं देखना चाहता हूँ मैं. So he closed his eyes. Another reason Krishna closed his eyes is, he is thinking, Ram avatar में first demon was a lady, Tadaka. ये अवतार में भी पहली क्या करें अभी? He closed his eyes. Other reason is he is thinking, every day I drink the milk of Yashoda, which is like nectar. आज इस पापिनी का दूध पीना पड़ेगा. Thinking like this, he closed his eyes. छोटे बच्चों को कड़वी दवाई पिलाते हैं तो कैसे पीते हैं? आंख बंद करके एकदम ऐसा. So Krishna is closing his eyes. Fourth reason, Krishna closed his eyes because he is thinking. सोचते हैं तो आंख बंद करेगा कभी. We think right. So he is thinking, has she done anything good in her past life? That's how Krishna is. She is Adosha Darshi. He never sees faults in his devotees. Who was Putana in her past life? She was the sister of Bali Maharaj. Her name was Ratnamala. And when Vamanadev entered the assembly of Bali Maharaj, when she saw small boy Vamanadev, she felt such affection for this small boy. She thought, I want to give my milk to this small child. Very loving, affectionate, very motherly. And when Vamanadev took everything away from Bali Maharaj, she thought, I want to give him poison. So Krishna filled both her desires. She came to give milk and poison both. So Krishna, as he is closing, other reason Krishna closed his eyes is, he is thinking, if I'll keep my eyes open, she will understand my power. आँख बंद कर लेते हैं. And then Putna, she didn't understand who was this child. She picks up, puts Krishna on her lap, and Krishna starts drinking the milk of Putana. Tasmin stanam durajaravirya ulbanam. She had smeared a very deadly poison on her breasts. Ghorang kamadaya shishor dadavata. And she gave that to Krishna. Gadham prapidya stanam. And Krishna now started drinking the milk, and he started pressing Putana's every body part. He was holding on to Putana. And as Krishna is pressing, he drank all the milk, and he started drinking the life air. And he's pressing also Putana's breasts. He is kicking also Putana with his legs. And then Putana is in intense pain. Samuncha muncha alamiti prabhashini nishpidyamana khila jiva marmani. She's shouting, oh child, leave me, leave me. So one of the devotee, he was saying that, अरे कृष्ण के डिक्शनरी में leave me है ही नहीं. वो डिवोर्स नहीं देते किसी को. एक बार पकड़ लिया तो छोड़ते नहीं है. तो कैसे छोड़ेंगे? So she's saying, leave me, leave me. So Krishna says, वो तो हमारे डिक्शनरी में है ही नहीं. He's not leaving. And she's shouting, screaming. And she ran out of that palace of Nanda Maharaj. She assumed her original form. She was 8 miles long. And then as Krishna sucked away all her life airs, she fell down. And she fell strategically. Krishna inspired him to fall on the garden of Kamsa. कि Kamsa का garden भी टूट जाएगा. And that's how she was dead. And Shukdev Goswami describes, she was a killer of the babies. Putana loka balagni rakshashi rudirasana jigam sayapi hare stanam dattva pasadgatim. She came to kill Krishna, but what Krishna saw? She has come to give me milk. Krishna gave her position of mother in the spiritual world. Who can do that? It is as if somebody drops a bomb on parliament and इनको हम prime minister बनाएंगे. That is what Krishna is doing here. She came to kill him. Padbhyam bhaktaridistabhyam vandabhyam lokvanditai angam yasya samakramya bhagavan api tatsanam. The lotus feet of Krishna is desired by greatest of the sages. They are not able to see the tip of the toe of Krishna. And what Krishna is doing to this Putana? He is holding on to Putana's body completely. He is kicking Putana with his feet. That is the glory of Krishna. So only thing which is required is faith. And if we have little faith, just imagine Krishna gave this to Putana, who was a Rakshasi. What Krishna will give to a person who gives something nice to Krishna? She gave poison to Krishna. What if somebody lovingly feeds Krishna? उनको क्या देंगे? What if somebody feeds Krishna with love and affection? What he will get? So that's how we have to understand that Krishna is all merciful. He is just waiting for our endeavors. He never sees faults in anybody. Just see this, Indra and Govardhan Leela. And before that, Kaliya, Uddhar. Kaliya was a very deadly poisonous serpent. He had practically killed all the many Brajvasis. But Krishna, did he kill Kaliya? Why he didn't kill Kaliya? Because his wives were devotees. Krishna follows a different, plan. If anybody does a mistake, first question is, कौन है? Devotee है, साइड में लो. इसके लिए अलग प्लान है हमारे लिए. अच्छा डिवोटी नहीं है. अच्छा डिवोटी का कुछ कांटेक्ट है क्या? वाइफ डिवोटी है. चलेगा, वाइफ डिवोटी है तो. So that's how Krishna is. He is Swanam Paksha Poshanam. He nourishes his side. डिवोटी है, कोई बात नहीं, चलेगा. गलती किया, कोई बात नहीं, डिवोटी है ना, अलग से उसको पनिशमेंट देंगे, अलग से. So when Krishna was in the coils of Kaliya, and as Krishna jumped in this lake which was poisonous, Kaliya was such a powerful serpent. He had created a whole city underwater. That was the power of Kaliya. And as Krishna jumped in this lake, now this is happening when Krishna was 5 years old. When a 5 years old boy enters the lake, jumps in the lake, how much water will be displaced? When Krishna jumped in the lake, the water of Yamuna overflowed for 8 miles. That was the power of Krishna's jump. And then Krishna jumped and he started moving around, playing, enjoying, taking water in his mouth, spitting around. And Kaliya is thinking, who has entered my territory? He comes up and he sees small child Krishna. Immediately, first of all, he became absorbed in seeing the beauty of Krishna. Krishna is really attractive, really beautiful. And then he bit Krishna on the chest and he wrapped Krishna in his coils. And then meanwhile, all the Brajvasis, they came to know what is happening. They were searching because they understood that there is some problem happening. Something has happened to Krishna. They were seeing all inauspicious signs in Vrindavan. Left side of the men are twitching, right side of women are twitching. They are seeing all the inauspicious signs, black clouds in the sky, jackals are howling. They start searching, Krishna kaha gaye? Where is Krishna? Because Balram is also not there with Krishna today. His birthday was there. He didn't go. Yashoda Mai didn't allow him to go. How to search Krishna? They start following the footprints of Krishna. And footprints of Krishna are special because they have marks. They have different marks. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. They are also there on the lotus footprint of Krishna. He has elephant gourd, the sign of a moon. 19 marks are there. So they start following. And Krishna travels with 9 lakh cows. None of the animals step on the footprints of Krishna. Because everybody recognizes this is Krishna's footprints. And by the time all the Brajvasis, they reach this lake of Yamuna, 2 hours pass by. They are searching for 2 hours. Where is Krishna? And for 2 hours, Krishna is lying in the coils of Kaliya. Why Krishna waited for so long? Pehle maar dete. Because Krishna wanted to start his dance. He wanted to dance. So dance के लिए audience होना चाहिए ना. Audience नहीं रहेगा तो, if any of you are dancers here, dance करो, कोई audience नहीं रहेगा, तो कैसे करेंगे, मजा नहीं आएगा फिर. So Krishna is waiting for the audience to come. हम लोग भी वैसे वेट करते हैं ना, अभी आप लोग आएंगे तभी तो क्लास देंगे. Prabhupada की तरह भी Prabhupada को, and Prabhupada he gave, the introduction of Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada gave, this is a lecture of Prabhupada, which was transcribed. Prabhupada gave this lecture to whom, you know? To the four walls. Prabhupada called for people, nobody came. So Prabhupada thought, my Guru has told, even if nobody comes, preach to the four walls. So Prabhupada, he started his recorder and he started speaking. He spoke for 3 hours. And that is the transcription. That is introduction of Bhagavad Gita. देखिए, हरि बोल. वो प्रभुपाद कर सकते हैं ना, हम लोग को तो ऑडियंस लगता है. So Krishna is thinking, अरे कोई है नहीं तो डांस कैसे करेंगे? So meanwhile in 2 hours all the devotees, Brajvasis, they came, and as they saw Krishna in the coils of Kaliya, they start fainting. Yashoda Maya is fainting. Nanda Maharaj wants to enter Yamuna. Balramji stops. Don't enter. Everybody is crying, wailing, and Balram is smiling. Why Balram is smiling? Because he is thinking, Krishna never plays with me like this. He is playing with small water snake. I am Anantashesh. He never plays with me like this. And of course he knows the power of his brother. So he is trying to hold on to everybody. Hey, don't jump, don't go. It's okay, Krishna will come back. And now Krishna says, okay, the stage is ready, audience are there. He starts expanding his body. And Krishna was holding on to Kaliya very tightly. And Kaliya could not contain him. And then Krishna slipped out of the coils of Kaliya. And he jumped on one of the hoods of Kaliya. Kaliya had 1,000 hoods. Out of that, 101 are prominent. He jumped onto one of the hoods, and when Krishna jumped on his hood, for Kaliya, it was not soft like butter. Krishna's feet are soft like butter. Even Mother Yashoda is really careful touching the feet of Krishna while putting all the anklets and everything. Because if anything touches Krishna's feet, they become reddish, very soft. But for Kaliya, it was not at all soft. Because ye yatha mam prapadyante tams tathaiva bhajamyaham. The way you go to Krishna, Krishna will reciprocate accordingly. If you do business with Krishna, Krishna will also do business with us. Few days back, one devotee was asking me, I don't know, last time bataya ki nahi aapko. One devotee asked, Prabhuji, in this whole Adhik Maas, I could not do anything much. Can you please tell me, last day पे Adhik Maas के क्या कर सकते हैं? वो भी पूछ रहे last day. What to do on the last day of Adhik Maas? So I told that devotee, see, it is not about doing business with Krishna. कि लास्ट डे पे अधिक भक्ति कर लेंगे और हमको अधिक फल मिल जाएगा. Krishna doesn't see what we do occasionally. Krishna sees what we do regularly. All this Ekadashis, Adhik Maas, Kartik Maas, they are there to make us more steady in our devotional practice. It is not that, Prabhuji, Adhik Maas mein every day I chanted 32 rounds. So 30 into 32. मतलब कितना एक्स्ट्रा माला कर लिया? मतलब 16 into 30. बराबर हो गया ना? So प्रभुजी अभी मैं ना कंपनसेशन कर रहा हूँ. Now I am chanting 8 rounds every day. कंपनसेशन हो गया ना. अभी आपने बोला था, you do anything in Adhik Maas, it gets multiplied thousands of times. It is not about doing business with Krishna कि वह एक्स्ट्रा कर लेंगे तो कृष्णा ज़्यादा भक्ति देंगे. It is to increase our intensity and sincerity in the path of bhakti. There is no crash course in Krishna consciousness. There are no one-time activities in Krishna consciousness. कि crash course किया और भगवत धाम गए, हरि बोल. It doesn't work like that. So we have to be consistent. So for Krishna, for Kaliya, these feet of Krishna, they were like thunderbolt. And Krishna starts dancing. The dance which nobody had seen in the entire creation so far. Akhil Kaladi Guru Nanarta. He is the teacher of all the fine arts. And as Krishna starts dancing, abhi, if somebody is dancing and there is no music, तो मजा आएगा. Music तो होना चाहिए. All the devtas, Gandharva, all the apsaras, they came with the instruments. Apsaras also came, side dancers. क्या बोलते हैं उनको जो साथ में डांस करते हैं ना. They all are playing, dancing, but nobody could match the speed of Krishna. And if the stage is steady, anybody can dance. If the stage is moving, and if it is violently moving, Kalia was not thinking, dance kar liya, abhi hilun. He is really violently moving. And Krishna is, as he is jumping and pounding Kalia's hoods, all the poison is coming out, and then poison got over and the blood started coming out. That's how one hood is broken. Then Krishna would jump on the second hood. That's how he destroyed, he subdued all the 1,000 hoods of Kalia. Now Kalia is on the verge of death. So far, there are many wives of Kalia, Nagpatnis. What they were thinking, it is nice that our husband is getting punished by Krishna. मतलब ऐसा मत सोचिए आप लोग कि वाह अच्छा है, हम भी सोच सकते हैं ऐसा. मतलब a devotee of the Lord understands the greatest fortune a person can get in this world is to get mercy of Krishna in any way. You know, just like when Hiranyakashipu, Hiranyaksha, they were born, they were about to be born, when Kashyapa begot the two sons in the womb of Diti in the evening time. We have discussed this story. And later Kashyapa told, because you have not followed the rules and regulations, you have offended the Devtas, you have not followed my words, your two sons will be the greatest of the demons. And she started really lamenting, she started praying, oh please do something. And then Kashyap said, okay, your two sons will be killed by Lord Vishnu himself. And she was happy hearing this. She said, it is nice that my sons will be killed by Lord Vishnu. Because anybody who is killed also by Lord Vishnu, they get liberation. You do anything in connection with Krishna, that is wonderful only. Even if Krishna kills somebody, all the demons who are killed by Krishna, what happens to them? They get mukti. So all these Nagpatnis, they are thinking, oh, Kalia is now about to be killed, it is nice. He will be relieved of the sins. He is such a sinful demon. These Nagpatnis were great devotees of Krishna. So कैसे बन गई वो स्टोरी नहीं बताया कहीं पे. After all the poison of Kalia is now taken out, Kalia, he started contemplating, and he started thinking, now I am going to be killed. And he started showing symptoms of repentance. And Nagpatnis could understand that now our husband is changing. Immediately they all ran and came in front of Krishna and said, Krishna, please don't kill our husband. Please forgive him. He is so sinful, but by some great fortune he has received your dust from your lotus feet. This dust is so very rare. Kasyanubhavosya nadeva vidmahe tavangrirenam sparashadhikara yadavanchaya shrir lalana charattapo vihaya kaman suchiradritavrata. They are saying, we don't know what austerity this Kalia has done. This chance to get the dust of Krishna's feet, it is not achievable even by Lakshmi. And he has achieved this. Please forgive him, Krishna. Please don't kill him. And Krishna, he thought, okay, devotee hai, devotee patni hai, devotee contact hai na, chalo theek hai, chhod dete hai. So that's how this personality, Krishna, he is such an amazing personality. He is just waiting to see little good. So as in this Adhik Maas, many devotees, do so many things. Whatever we do, it is to make us more and more closer to Krishna. So that's how the more we connect to Krishna, it will be easier to control the senses. Alone it will be very difficult. Easiest way is connect to Krishna, and naturally attachment to things of this world will go away. Okay, so we'll stop here. Any questions anybody has? In this purport, Prabhupada writes a nice thing. Krishna consciousness is such a transcendently nice thing that automatically material enjoyment becomes distasteful. Automatically one leaves the enjoyment of this world. That happens automatically. Okay. Any questions? Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai.